On the cover, the Bearoness upside down, blood trailing from her nose, eyes closed, underwater, and sinking fast. Around her trail bits of rubble. Above we can see the outline of a wide bridge, smoke spilling over the sides, and a pink hand desperately reaching into the river. Issue 9, Void Chime. Alright. So we ended issue 8 with William's dinner with Debbie Diabolus.
Mm-hmm.
Downer?
Diviner.
Same thing.
We're going to start issue 9 with Darren and the Bearoness having dinner at the Darren household.
Nice. So,
Meredith has made a delightful dish with the shiitake mushrooms, and she's pulled up some moss out of the back garden. You're pretty sure there's a dead vole in there somewhere, but you're not entirely sure. There's this just a flavor, just an aroma.
I'll take that part.
Yeah, and I was actually going to ask, what would the Baroness actually... Because for most of the family, they're doing a tuna casserole.
Okay.
So would the Baroness be okay with that, or do you have special dietary restrictions as an actual black bear?
As an actual black bear. So black bears are omnivorous.
Yes.
So I am probably okay with a tuna casserole.
Okay. All right. They make an entire extra casserole for you.
So do you charge your batteries up in any way? Like, do you just plug yourself into an outlet, or are you solar powered?
Maybe no, my batteries are charged through biochemical energy.
Ooh. So the more you eat,
eating charges my
batteries.
Okay,
yeah. I like that. That answers a lot of uncomfortable questions.
Doesn't it? Yeah. No one has to open me up and change my battery,
That's good. You don't have like a USB port, or maybe you do.
Well, I do have a USB
port. Not for that.
It's only for MP3 players.
It's convenient. I can charge my phone.
That's so good.
Oh my gosh, that's like the dream, isn't it?
Right?
You just plug your phone into yourself.
Uh-huh.
I think some of these are questions that are just point blank being asked by Todd and Cameron, the precocious Darren children.
I would believe that.
When you come up and you're at the dinner table, and obviously you look different, Cameron at that point is like, "What happened to you?"
I molted my skin and it fell off in globs, but I pushed it down the sink.
And they look at their hands like, and Officer Darren's like, "Yeah, kids, a little known fact of growing up, you're going to molt eventually."
God.
And they just look horrified. And Meredith kind of smacks him.
It's just a part of growing up.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly natural. Don't worry about it, kids. Look, I molted last week. I just, I was at work at the time, so you didn't notice. And that's kind of the sort of conversation that begins at this point.
Mm. I think I'd be a bit concerned. I'm sitting quietly to myself.
You're not sure whether he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of concerned. Like, they didn't put that in the report.
I didn't know humans did that.
Humans molt?
Officer Darren obviously looks very pleased with himself that he has caused this much doubt among his children and loved ones, and kind of like friend/co-workers.
Uh-huh.
At this point, his police radio starts going off.
Mm.
And there's a very kind of frantic voice on the other end that says, "We have a code 1069 Simonson Parkway Bridge," and you can hear gunfire in the background. "We need all hands on deck. Repeat, all hands on deck. Bulletproof's transport is under attack." And Officer Darren kind of like stands up and grabs that, and he puts it on his belt, shrugs on his coat, and he is just heading out the door, because obviously this is an all hands on deck kind of situation.
Yeah.
The question is, what are you two doing?
Well, I'm going to look at Darren. Do you want to go? Because you just got done.
No, I'm on board. Like,
okay.
I'm putting my little pink hands on the table like, we gotta move!
All right, then I'm in. Let's do this.
And as you guys file in behind him, Officer Darren is kind of like strapping on a flak jacket. He's, got the bulletproof vest on.
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't mind if you two come with me, just, And outside you can see he doesn't drive a standard police issue vehicle. He's got kind of closer to like a van.
Okay.
It's because there's a lot of equipment involved in his job, and there's a lot of storage space. So the Baroness could probably fit in there, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So that said, are the two of you going to notify anyone else?
I feel like I will put out a call out on the watch.
Okay.
But these two aren't wearing their watches canonically.
That's true.
No, but it's...
We have, so it'll still be going out to the watches.
It'll still give a
It'll
signal.
notify.
It'll give a signal. Okay.
I will send something to the watch.
So I want you to do one thing for me, because as you are now using your Phoenix Watch for the first time, I want you to roll plus superior. It's the first custom move of our game.
Okay. That is a 10 plus 1 is 11.
Fantastic. So on a 10 plus, it will do what you want it to do. You can also ask one question about the situation that you could pick up over social media or any other kind of the internet. So you can ask a question about the situation to prepare you for the next thing.
Okay. Do we know who's attacking?
You get some video feeds from weather drones. You don't know who these people are, but you get a visual of them.
Do we know what firepower they're using?
Yeah, what I'm going to give you is this. The Simonson Parkway Bridge is basically where the Simonson Parkway, which is one of the two big roads that splits Apex City, it goes north to south, and it goes over the river at one point. The bridge is where it goes over the river. Both ends of this are at this point blocked off by these, they look like modified Humvees.
Okay.
There are 3 to 4 on either side of the bridge, just lengthways to block the road. And there are people in body armor. They're wearing, face-concealing helmets. And you can see that they're all dressed the same. They are in a uniform. Mm-hmm. They are carrying what look to be small-caliber machine guns.
Okay.
And there is a symbol on their uniform. It's a bell. It's a dark blue bell with a T inside.
Taco Bell.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? the bottom.
The real villains.
The bottom.
It's all right. Jeremy was thinking outside of the bell.
The bottom of the T splits the bell in two.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of a central figure in this that you don't recognize, but it's the only person who is dressed differently.
I see.
He looks like an actual, just straight-up ninja.
Okay.
The giant transport that Bulletproof was in is now on its side. The back door is kind of hanging open, and you can see a couple of officers pinned down, basically. And since they're being pincered in, the traffic that was on the bridge is kind of getting in the way, but it's only a matter of time before they get closed in on.
Yeah.
The two of you hear a beeping on your Phoenix Watch. And at this point, we'll start with William, because you're about halfway down the street with Debbie Diabolos at this point. And you two have been kind of talking, and I kind of want to backtrack to that conversation a little bit. So you had wanted to get her to give you the Void Chime. How are you going to convince her to do that?
Suppose keep trying to convince her that I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
It would be great if I knew what I was doing.
And basically she's kind of laying out her plan for you, so maybe we should start there.
Okay, sure.
It's not that I don't think that you have good intentions, it's just that I've got a safe house. It's not really very accessible, unless you know some very particular cantrips. So your dad's not really going to be able to get in there very easily, and as far as I know, he doesn't know about it. So I just feel like that's a safe place to keep it, right?
You can, teleport pretty much anywhere, right?
If he knows where he's going, yeah.
Is this safe house in the city?
I feel like you share a lot of information with your dad, and I don't know if it would be smart of me to tell you that.
I think we've pretty well established that I don't particularly want my father to have all 5 of these orbs.
I mean, we can agree on that. So, alright, yeah, it's in the city.
I think we can also establish that if you manage to find the other orbs, of which there are 3 more out there, and now you have 1, 4 would also be some significant damage, so why should I trust you with them?
Well, first off, Auntie Toxin's got 1 of them, and the other 2 that we knew of were in your dad's possession. Diviner had 1.
And it is now
Safe.
So you have 2.
I mean, I would, yeah.
And I'm down to 1. And my family's down to 1. How does this put us in the position of power?
It's
Debbie.
It's not supposed to put you in a position of power. It's just that I don't trust your dad with them.
I don't trust you with them.
And I think at that point...
So if I'm separating myself from my father on the basis of at least these orbs, then how about you, since you already have 1, give me 1?
So then, you want me to give you the one that I have, and you give me this one?
Wait, what?
An exchange.
I don't think that's what I said.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's great. I love that. You give me something special to you, and I give you something special to me.
You wouldn't technically be lying to your father.
Oh god, this just took a whole different direction.
At that point, you get to the corner of a street, and that's when your watch starts going off. And you haven't heard it do this before, but it sounds like a very frantic kind of beep.
All right, I answer it.
It is the Bearoness at this point, and you said you had just kind of sent out a message?
Yeah, it's like a text message giving just like what's going on in Bulletproof truck under attack.
Okay. So you know that there's an attack on Bulletproof's transport on the Simonson Parkway Bridge.
Great. Okay. Debbie, listen to me very carefully. Tomorrow evening, sometime after school, we're going to meet, and you're going to give me one orb or another, and I'm going to keep it safe from my father. Realize my father is going to know that you took an orb, and I don't know where it's going. You are going to come under fire probably pretty soon.
And she just kind of smiles at you.
Apparently you think you can take it.
We'll talk sometime. But where do you want to meet tomorrow?
We'll figure that out tomorrow, okay?
Send me a text. It's a date. And she kind of like very quickly leans up and plants a kiss on your cheek and like just heads down the street.
Skipping.
This
Yeah,
did
probably.
Not go well. This did not go well at all.
Should have said Panera Bread. Like,
The least romantic
the
place
least
you could
romantic
imagine.
place you can imagine
Yes.
is Panera Bread. Romance is not built in Panera.
Romance blooms on a battlefield, but not at Panera Bread.
Not a Panera Bread.
Alright, I summon a demon and start heading towards Simonson Parkway.
Okay, are you just going to fly at this point then? Because we've established your demons can fly.
Yeah, I'm summoning it around me as armor and I'm flying.
Okay, alright, so you take off over the city. At that point, we move back over to Piero.
Hey, what's up?
So you, at this point, are making your way out of the Kopi building,
Yeah.
and you see an awful lot of people starting to get together and head out. Agent Larange kind of like sprints past you at this point, and she is pulling on like a jacket and putting like a little communicator thing in her ear. What do you do?
You're tuning.
I guess I can take advantage of all these people being around and just kind of like, I'll do like a little jump, and then I'll do a little of a bigger jump, and then I do a big jump,
Oh,
so it's a trampoline,
okay,
and then I jump up on top of the Kobe building because I don't want to be around all those people right now.
okay. So I'm not going to make you roll for that. I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Yay!
You jump up. Now remember, the Kopi building is a pyramid.
That's fine.
So you're up on kind of one of the higher, like maybe there's like a little mezzanine
Sure.
level. And you're up on that at this point, and your watch starts going off. And it is that same text from the Bearoness, and it's basically,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
location, bulletproof, under attack.
Yes.
What do you do?
Well, I go there, but there's not a lot of people around, so I guess I just kind of walk down the building.
I mean, it's a pyramid. You can just slide.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
can just slide down the pyramid.
Power slide on my
Power slide.
knees.
Hit pigeons on the way down.
And then I don't know, I'll walk something over there.
Okay. Are you in any kind of hurry at this point? Or are you just kind of...
Hurried, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Maybe
It's a
some
quick
roller
mosey.
skates, yeah.
The Kopi building is not that far from the Parkway Bridge because,
Cool.
again, we established that the river is basically right there.
Cool.
So you're not that far from the Parkway Bridge.
Nice.
All right. So that should, at that point, get everyone there more or less around the same time. Just for sake of narrative, Darren and the Bearoness definitely show up first in the van with Officer Darren. There is definitely a bit of a firefight going on. There are a decent number of civilians who are just kind of trapped in cars at this point because there's guns happening. Officer Darren gets out. There's a police barricade kind of past the row of Humvees, and he heads up to that. What are you two doing?
Are we on the same side of the bridge as the ninja?
At this point, no.
Okay.
He's on the far side.
All right. I think I'm going to shift my density so that I am more gelatinous, so that I'm still keeping my form somewhat, but I'm see-through and I don't
Okay.
get hit by bullets,
Sure.
so that I can like kind of traverse my way.
Okay.
I'm gonna scope out the situation to sort of, look at what's going on from this angle.
For sure, be
Could you
mature
say-
about
Could you
it.
say that you're assessing the situation?
I might say that, yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Superior. 10.
All right. So on a 10 plus, I think you get two of those moves.
I
Yeah, two of those
do.
questions.
Okay, what here is the biggest threat?
At this point, You notice that all of these Humvees, except for one, are off. One of them is still running, and it looks like there are a couple of people just sitting inside it.
Okay.
There are definitely a couple of guards outside, but not as many as you would think if this is an important person that needs protecting. Everything seems to be sort of centered around that. You can kind of pick up radio waves. Whoever's in that vehicle is kind of organizing this.
Okay. I also want to know, how could we best end this quickly?
They are definitely after Bulletproof.
Okay.
So if you can get Bulletproof out of this area, they will probably leave.
Okay.
That seems risky. He's in. What is he in right now? Bulletproof?
Bulletproof right now, because again, when you guys caught him, they put him in pretty big, stout cuffs.
Right.
He is in the back of a giant transport vehicle that is on its side in the middle of this. The back door does look like it has been busted open, but he's probably restrained in there somehow. All right.
So do we know if they're coming? We
That's
sent
a
out
good
the alert.
That's a good question. Did you guys respond? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like neither of
I
us would
would've.
have responded. We would have just gone.
Okay.
No, I would have responded.
Okay. So William at least has responded. Piero has not.
Shut up.
Okay.
All right.
I'm silent all mediums.
Through all mediums, you're silent.
Got it.
So, Bearoness,
Yeah.
here's my plan that I have. My plan, since I am not shootable right now,
Okay.
if I can touch Bulletproof, if he's confined, I can make him jelly, and then we can get one of his demons to fly off with the jelly.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
Okay, if you want to...
What do you think?
Well, William hasn't quite arrived.
Yeah, you have no
Has
opinion.
not quite arrived.
Therefore, you can't make a plan based around me because I'm not around.
Yeah.
But you do know
they know-
William.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You know William is coming, so it's up to you. Do you want to go in, or do you want to wait until he's here? The people in these costumes at this point are not too far from getting to the truck itself.
Oh no.
You've probably got a little bit of time, but not a whole lot.
Or I can shift.
All right, that says I charge in.
Okay.
We're going for it. We don't have
Yeah.
time to wait. There's civilians in danger.
You're right.
And we'll take a picture of this at some point. Christina 3D printed a die to determine what the Baroness would do at any given time.
Well, only in situations where it seems like I might fluctuate.
Yeah, a decision die. And it's pretty cool, and we'll take a picture and put it up at some point. All right, so you've kind of made the decision at this point then that the Baroness is going to charge in.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for Bulletproof.
Okay, so
With
you're just
Darren accompanying me, I
Okay.
assume.
How are you doing this? Are you just going to run through this group of people?
That was kind of my thought. I'm gonna try to charge through and maybe, get distract them.
Okay.
I'm gonna charge towards the van with Bulletproof so I can at least protect the people over there.
Okay. All right.
Are you going to hit the van with Bulletproof in it?
I'm gonna try not to just yet.
Okay, so you're basically just trying to get forward to
Yeah.
defend the people in this van.
My thought is to knock it into the river, but only after I get those other people out of there.
So I guess it kind of comes down to intent. Is your
Yes.
intent then to just get to the van without being assaulted by these people? Or is it to defend the people that are trapped at this point at the van? Because there's a group of maybe 5 to 6 officers at this point. That are just trapped.
I feel like what I'm trying to do is draw the attention to me.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and, weirdly enough, I think that's going to be a provoke someone.
Okay,
Because you're trying to provoke these people into
Yeah.
seeing you as the bigger threat.
that makes sense. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's a
It's
superior.
superior,
It's a
okay.
superior.
Nope.
So what do you got?
That is a 3.
Okay. You're rushing through these cars. Whoever these mercenaries are, they seem pretty well disciplined.
Yeah.
2 of them actually put a little barricade of cars in front of you. They just go over to the people, point guns at them, and then shove the cars in neutral as you're running towards them. You have to divert around a car full of civilians, basically.
Okay.
So you're still a little bit down. At this point, William, who is flying, you are now over the bridge, and you can kind of see this going on. On one side, you see line of Humvees, line of police. Behind that line of police, Officer Darren, and kind of in the middle of this now, Darren and the Baroness. On the other side, pretty quickly advancing, you see another group of mercenaries, and Nephew Nightshade, who you will
That's
recall.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
From the meeting with your dad. And anyone who gets in Nightshade's way at this point is pretty swiftly taken out. He is doing some quick damage, and his group is making pretty good progress. So what do you do?
I am going to do a little bowling.
Okay.
And I'm going to basically find a path and bowl over everyone except Nightshade. Basically, his entire posse. I just want to take out.
Okay, all right. And we're going to call...
Knock them down.
And the way we're going to do this is basically that groups of enemies who aren't themselves, like, superpowered are basically a villain. Mm-hmm. So this group of people, I want you to go ahead and directly engage as a threat.
Okay. That would be an 11.
Fantastic. Go ahead and pick 2 off of that list.
I'm definitely going to attempt to frighten the opposition because a giant glowing blue demon just swooped down from the sky and bowled over a bunch of them.
Absolutely.
And
you can always resist or avoid their blows.
And that would be the goal. Just keep myself at a good opportunity to die.
Yeah, and kind of disorient and scatter them a bit. Yeah. So, yeah, you sweep down, you knock a couple of them over, a couple of them are just, like, freaked out that this giant demon just came out of nowhere. And you guys from the other side of the van can kind of see this happen because it's pretty obvious. Nightshade at that point does turn around and kind of notice you there, and he looks briefly puzzled. But yeah, that group has kind of scattered a little bit, and they're going to get themselves back together eventually, but they're definitely disoriented for now. This is the point at which Piero comes up. So you would be on the side at this point with the Bearoness and Darren. So you're coming up against this barricade. And you notice that some of the Kopi people are kind of filtering in here as well. Like, Agent Larange is actually here. Nice. Because they were getting in vehicles. They went much faster than you. Yeah, what do you do?
I guess I'm going to try to get to Darren and the Bearoness, where they are. I guess it's jetpack time.
Okay, so you're going to jetpack over there.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not going to make you roll for that.
Nice.
If your only goal is to get to them,
Yeah.
that's not something that's really going to affect a whole lot. So yeah, you jetpack over a couple of cars, and Piero lands kind of right next to the Bearoness and Darren at this point. At this point, some of the mercenaries here are starting to take notice that there are supers on scene, and you see them a couple of them kind of put their hands up to their heads. There's radio chatter going on. You guys can't hear what they're saying out loud, but you can tell that they're saying something. Yeah, it's just like those masks that they're wearing kind of muffle whatever they're saying, so you can't really hear it.
Nice.
But they obviously can. A couple of groups of them start to break off to engage you. Because at this point, they want to get to their goal, and you're going to try and stop them from doing that. So there is a group at this point that is advancing on the Piero, the Bearoness, and the Darren.
Love the Darren.
Right? There's about 6 of them. And they kind of level these, semi-automatic rifles at you and open fire. What do you do?
Box. I would like to mime a box. Is that?
Yes.
I think that would work.
Yes.
You can try and defend your allies?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll the defense on them.
Ooh, what is that?
That's plus savior.
Tell me, I want to know. Oh, that's a 2.
Uh-oh.
7. Is that the third one? Mine's cut off.
Yes.
Yeah. So 10.
10?
Yeah.
All right. And do you have the relevant condition that would...
Oh, dang. 8.
Defend someone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 8. All right. So on a hit, you will definitely protect your allies. So you have successfully... basically, you throw up a box, and the bullets kind of tink, 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 tink off of it.
Nicely done.
Now, that said, you can do one of 3 things. You can add a team to the pool. You can take influence over someone you protect, or you can clear a condition.
Does it matter if I already have influence over...
If you take influence over someone you already have influence over, you shift their labels.
Okay. Jeez. Hang on. I'm trying to look at something. I think... Can I use this as an opportunity to clear a condition as well?
You're going to either expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation, but you also get to add a team, take influence, or clear a condition.
Ooh, let's add a team.
Okay, so you add a team.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a team in the pool, which I guess I should be tracking. And at this point, you have officially entered combat against a dangerous foe as a team. So we're going to do that move right quick. So, who's the leader in this team?
I would argue it's the Bearoness.
You think the Bearoness?
Yeah.
She called us all.
I did send
she
out the
charged
call to
in.
action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So the Bearoness is the leader. Do you have influence over everyone on this team?
It looks like I do. According to my sheet, I do.
All right. I don't think you've lost influence over anyone, so I think things should still be. So that puts us up to.
You would
so
have
first
to do
off,
something negative for that.
it starts at 3. You added 1, so that's 4.
I've messed up a few times.
So we're actually already up to 5 in the pool.
I don't think you ever told anyone that you were the one who single-handedly let Overclock out. So
I don't think I've told anyone that.
No, you haven't told anyone that. So
My dark past.
Let's right quick go down the list.
Sure.
What is your purpose in this fight, the Bearoness?
My purpose is probably to prevent Bulletproof from falling into enemy hands.
Okay, Piero, what is your purpose in this fight?
I think that the last time we fought Bulletproof, I really put my friend Darren in danger.
Okay.
And I think my purpose in this fight is to not let my teammates get beaten into a pulp.
Okay, so it's not the same purpose. We're not going to add that, but I still want to go around. So,
Yeah.
William, what is your purpose in this fight?
my purpose coming in was definitely the same as the Bearoness.
Okay.
Just a general...
Keep Bulletproof from falling into enemy hands?
Yeah, I feel like it might have altered as soon as I saw Nightshade here.
Okay,
now.
so what is your purpose now?
I want to know why he's here and
Okay.
what the connection is.
Okay. And then, Darren, what is your purpose in this fight?
I feel that Darren would trying to assist the Bearoness in getting Bulletproof, and by doing that, my goal is to incapacitate the henchmen to protect civilians.
Okay, so there are some cross purposes happening,
Yeah.
so we're not adding that one. Does anyone mistrust the leader of the team or the team? So does anyone mistrust the Bearoness first off?
Girl, you're dope.
Okay.
You're dope as hell.
All right. Does anyone mistrust?
No issues.
Does anyone
Okay.
mistrust the rest of the team? No?
No.
No? All right, cool.
Not yet.
And I don't think you're ill-prepared or off-balance.
No, I don't think so.
Because, again, you literally put out a call for this and made a plan. All right, so that puts us at 5 in the pool.
Cool.
Now that you have successfully defended your teammates, we're going to either escalate the situation or expose yourself to danger.
I'll expose myself to danger.
All right. Your box, after a couple of hits, kind of shatters. And I think it shatters just as someone is throwing a grenade at you.
Oh my god.
And it goes off. Now, this is... Thankfully, you have a brief moment where you're like, we're all gonna die. But no, then there's a lot of smoke. There's a very bright flash. It's a smoke grenade.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're not really sure where the rest of these mercenaries are. So the danger you're in at this point is that you don't know where the next attack is coming from. Let's move on. Who wants to do what? Yes, William.
That's something I would like to do.
Yeah,
Now that I've taken down most of his team, I'm going to try something here.
Okay.
I'm going to use a ability of mine called Symbol of Authority.
Okay.
And I am going to try and get Nightshade to just leave the fight.
Okay.
Based on the authority of my father.
Ooh, I like
that.
I like that. Go ahead and roll it.
Damn. Yeah.
That could be good. Let's see how this works.
Please don't roll with me, guys.
Okay.
It's not bad.
I got an 11.
All right, so read that move out right quick.
When you give an NPC an order based on authority that they recognize, roll plus savior, on a hit, they choose one.
Okay.
Do what you say, get out of your way, attack you with disadvantage, or freeze. On a 10 plus, you also take +1 forward on them.
Okay, so you'll have +1 forward against Nightshade, and what does this scene look like? What is William telling him?
Basically, I'm going to drop in front of him
Okay.
after swooping down, taking out his
Yeah,
men.
yeah,
He kind of freezes briefly. You established that. I'm going to drop in front of him and basically say to him, "This fight's under my control now. You need to get out of here."
Nice.
Okay, and give me the options one more time.
Do what you say, get out of your way, attack you at disadvantage, or freeze.
Okay, he's not exactly going to leave the fight, but he is definitely going to sheath the sword that he's got on his back and kind of step out of your way and motion towards the transport. So he's getting out of your way, but he's not leaving the fight.
Okay.
I think let's just stick with that. What do you do afterwards?
I mean, I can't really do much else for now, so I'll just if you sheathe the sword, that's good enough for me, so I'll keep heading towards the transport and anyone of his men that are still moving toward the transport.
Yeah. I think at this point, you also see him kind of reach up to his ear and say something into it, and the mercenaries fall in behind you.
Oh.
You're in control of this fight now. All right, let's move over to the other side.
So
That works differently than I anticipated.
after getting a grenade thrown near us,
Yes.
but being protected from bullets, I think I want to act on my initial observation and go for that one special truck.
Okay.
I just want to destroy the crap out of it.
Okay. It is all the way on the other side.
Oh, that's struck on the other side.
Yeah, it's on the other side. So it's
Okay.
So Nightshade and William now and his army of minions are between you and that truck. I'm willing to let you do it, but you have some obstacles to get there, just to let you know.
Could have phrased that better.
Do you have any sort of
You can definitely do it. You're fast enough. I mean,
do you have any sort of bear senses that could help you with the smoke? Like perhaps a superior bear smell?
I mean, I think with my bear senses plus my robotic senses,
True.
I can probably deal with the smoke well enough to see through it.
yeah, you could definitely, for instance, extend your senses.
Yes.
There are ways to do that via unleashing your powers.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just letting you know what's between you and that. Although at this point, you haven't seen William take over those mercenaries yet
That's
because you're in a
true.
smoke cloud.
That's true. I
So
haven't
this could be
seen
very
William
confusing
being
when you
there.
get out of this.
Wait, you're in a smoke cloud right now?
Someone threw
we
a
got
smoke grenade at
thrown
us.
Yeah.
I really want to just lead all these men into the smoke cloud and just have the most horrifying
I mean, you could.
scene
You
of
could.
Right.
the Baroness just destroying all of them.
Although again, your actual goal is in the middle of that. So remember, you got two sides of this fight.
Yeah.
The smoke cloud is on one side, William's on the other side. And in the middle is the prize.
Okay, I have to roll my decision dice on this.
Okay.
Okay, that tells me to go with my heart,
Go with your heart.
which is to go for that
Go for
communication
that. All right,
truck.
cool.
So,
you know what direction it's in.
okay.
You can definitely just charge straight at it.
Yeah.
Are you basically just, you said you're just going to try and smash that truck?
That's what I want to do. I want to smash that truck.
Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat.
Okay, I'm going to directly engage that threat. Gosh.
Oh, that is the best roll you could have rolled right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is the best roll. Oh, that is a snake eyes.
That is a snake eyes.
Fantastic.
I do get +3.
You do. Now, you could cause collateral damage to choose one of those things.
And we have
even
5
on
in the
miss.
pool.
We have 5 team in the pool. You could up yourself past failure.
Yeah, do
If
it.
you all want to go in on this, because you're at what? What is your
Well-
danger? Your danger is at 3?
Yes.
So that's a 5, and you're not afraid, right?
No, I'm not afraid.
Okay.
We need 2 people to help her.
There's 2 people right near her.
There
Close
are
by.
2 people right here. You could bump this up to a partial success. Do you want to do that?
I think so.
Okay, so how do you guys help in this?
Ooh. No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Right, looking at me. She's charging a communication truck, correct?
She is charging out of the smoke cloud towards, and I'm assuming you would have at least told Darren what was going on with that.
I would assume so. I would
Okay.
assume it's
Or at least I'd be like, oh, she mad. And
She is mad.
She's
She's
mad.
taking out that truck.
You're taking out. She's charging towards one of the Humvees. It's the only one that is still.
All right. As she went by me, I tapped her hide, and now she's slightly more dense. I didn't have enough time to really shift
Yeah,
it fully,
okay.
but I definitely grazed her.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's
I think
enough to
that'll-
give you an extra
And how about
400
Piero?
pounds.
What can you do?
So let's say as we're charging through the smoke, we charge slightly by,
Okay.
so it's slightly visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I mime very heavy things
Okay.
and put them on the Baroness's back.
So you're just weighing her down.
Yeah, just
Okay.
give her a little bit more oomph.
Okay. And I guess at this point, do you want to activate either of your moves?
So that bumps me up to a 7,
That
right?
bumps you to a 7.
You know, I think I'm going to activate in a china shop.
Okay, so you're going to cause some collateral damage.
Yes, I'm going to cause some collateral damage
Okay.
around that truck.
Okay.
Do I decide what that is, or
That'll be on me.
okay?
But you do get to pick another one.
Okay, so I get 2 things. I'm going to take from them their ability to communicate,
Okay.
and I'm going to create an opportunity for my allies, possibly William,
Okay. So
to do something in this confusion.
So
trying to think what
you
I'm doing.
charge past, and a couple of things happen as you do.
Sure.
So some of these mercenaries are taking, shots at you as you go. Mostly they either impact or bounce off your cybernetic parts.
Sure.
Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage to you. And as you are passing, you see that William is at this point, looks to be leading one of these groups.
Got a
And that-
wide-eyed look
and
on
that-
my face.
and that
I don't know what's going
almost
on.
gives you pause. And
Uh-huh.
it looks like you're about to just run into him for a second. This ninja jumps in front of him, very quickly draws, and you just barely get out of the way of a swipe there. You impact with the one Humvee. You do notice as you impact that there is a little transceiver on top of this thing. It is, at this point, broken. And you see, as you have basically charged down the bridge, you've been leaving really long, furrows in the asphalt itself. You can kind of start to see, some of the rebarring under the road.
I was worried about
there's
that.
big gouges in the bridge now
Okay.
from where you were impacting. Mm-hmm. One thing you did not do was resist or avoid their blows.
Yes.
So after you impact that, there's a moment where everyone is kind of like stunned by the impact and the kind of shockwave. Mm-hmm. And the door opens, and we get a couple of panels where you see first a cane touch the ground, and then a foot in a very delicate-looking slipper, and then you get a couple of panels of this really nice-looking older lady. She looks to be in her 80s.
Okay.
And she has in her hand a little silver orb with arcane symbols all around it.
Uh-huh.
And she says to you, in French, which I think we've established you speak.
I think I do speak French.
She says to you in French,
Yeah, that's right, I do.
good evening and good night. And she flicks it. I want you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Yeah. God damn.
Yes!
You should have rolled earlier to get all those bad rolls out. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. All right. Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that 10 plus list.
Remove yourself, lose control of your powers in a terrible way. So, I think the most logical thing is to remove myself from the fight. Say
Okay.
something collapses and I get dropped into the water.
Okay. So I think that works just fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she flicks this little bell, and a shockwave rips the bridge in half under you.
Yeah.
That entire section just collapses. You are falling into the water, and as you fall into the river, like, you can definitely hear your internal, like, cybernetics just, like, frazzling and sparking.
Mm-hmm.
Everything inside you has been shaken up to a huge degree.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little blood coming out of your bear nose. And like some of your cybernetics are kind of like broken at this point. And you are in the river.
Yes.
So William, you just saw that happen.
I guess.
Describe to me explicitly what I saw from my perspective.
What you saw, was the Baroness rush past you. Nephew Nightshade tried to take a swipe to protect you because he thought she was coming after you.
Yep.
She ran into one of the Humvees, broke the communication. So the mercenaries now are kind of like grabbing their ears. It seems like they got a good bit of feedback when she did that. And then out of that Humvee stepped a lady that you've met, Auntie Toxin,
Right.
with one of those little silver oars, flicked it, just like gently in the Baroness's direction, and collapsed the bridge under her.
Nice.
And at that point, I think she looks over to you. William, how kind of you to join us.
Yeah, no problem.
So, at this point, yes, Darren, what's up?
All right. Did I see this happen?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think everyone has seen this happen.
All right. I'm diving in after you to find you.
Okay.
Do I need to unleash my powers in order to go in and tap her to like shift her density if she's light and float her back up?
I think actually that might even be a defend someone.
Yeah.
That sounds like a defend.
Okay. I'm gonna dive in, fish you out of the river, and shift your density so that you are now like cotton candy weight, and
At least floating and not sinking.
at least
Yeah.
floating and not sinking, and bring you up and put you behind Kopi.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and defend.
Okay. So that's a roll of
Savior.
savior. Aw. Aw, hun.
So you jump into the river, and things you didn't know about the Baroness. She puts out a lot of electricity.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're not taking a powerful blow or anything, but you are definitely kind of like shocked, and you almost repel out of the water.
Okay.
So yeah, you've tried, but you don't think that's safe for you to go into right now.
Okay.
Piero, you are now up on the bridge on this side by yourself. The mercenaries that had been firing on you are kind of like holding their heads. It looks like they might be in some sort of pain for some reason. What do you do?
Let's rope them boys together.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
just get them all together and
Okay.
tie them up.
All right.
Rope those boys.
Yes, no, I like it. Go ahead and directly engage that threat.
Okay. 10.
Nice.
Nice.
And do you have the condition that...
No.
Nope. Okay,
No.
cool. So yeah, give me 2 off of that directly engaged list. At this point, you said you're trying to rope them together.
Yeah.
I think taking from them their ability to move is a thing you could definitely do.
Okay. And I guess I'll create an opportunity for William, I guess, since he's the only other one who I think can do something.
What opportunity are you creating?
You could also resist any blows.
That's true. They have guns.
They do have guns. I am not bulletproof.
No,
William already didn't act on
he's in the
that.
van. Yeah.
All right, let's just resist and avoid blows.
Okay.
That seems
All
simpler.
right, that's fine. So you've roped them together with imaginary rope.
Yes.
It's going to take them a while to get out of that.
Nice.
And we'll go ahead and say, as far as resist or avoid, that you managed to get them around their arms, so they can't really shoot at you.
Nice.
Okay. So you've done that. At this point, up on the bridge is basically William.
Not sure what to do.
Yeah.
William has gotten himself into a position that is kind of what he wanted.
He didn't really think this one through very well. Oof.
Oh, this is such a different behavior from William. Not thinking things through. Who would have thought?
He's had such good plans most of these these past few sessions.
It's everybody. Sometimes succeeding at exactly the thing you want to do
Makes you realize.
you phrased that in a way that said, "I'm in control of this fight," and
I phrased that poorly.
and you're in control of this fight.
So, with my last move, I did give an opportunity to you.
That's true. So you definitely have an opportunity to do something here.
I don't know what you want to do here, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tell you what, let's figure out what that opportunity is. So, yeah, the mercenaries that are behind you right now are kind of out of commission for a moment. And I think that's going to be the biggest part of this.
That was my thought. It creates an
Yeah.
opportunity for you to sort of extract yourself from this leadership role.
So this is, if you are going to do something either with Nightshade or at this point with Antitoxin, now would be a good time.
Yeah, I'm legit considering just trying to attack her and steal the orb.
You can try it.
Yeah.
That seems like
Directly engage that threat. Take something from
what
her.
William is most interested in right now. I don't know why they're after bulletproof. I'm not sure I care.
Okay.
Yeah. That orb does seem like a big
But what is relevant to William right now is that orb and an opportunity to just take it right after she is like looking at the destruction she's caused. Seems
And she definitely seems like she knows how to use it, like in a focused kind of manner.
right.
Yeah.
So she's probably more dangerous
She
than
is
with
extremely momentarily distracted.
Yeah.
I feel like I should take that opportunity.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and directly engage that threat then?
I think I am.
Go ahead and do it.
Roll high.
Yeah, no kidding. I've had great rolls today so far.
You're doing good.
That is not one of them.
Well, what does that get you up to?
That gets me up to a 8.
That's a partial success.
So does he get a +1 for my creating an opportunity or not?
The opportunity is what happens.
Okay.
So you can pick one off of that list and take something from them.
It's definitely we take something from them.
All right. So what does that look like on the page? What are you doing?
We're all just kind of standing there, stunned, I assume.
Yeah, there is definitely a moment where everyone is just like, what just happened?
Whoa. And so Antitoxin's kind of looking at the destruction. I'm kind of behind her, or to the side a little bit. So basically, I'm just going to take off from the ground, go flying at her, and just kind of like shoulder into her and snatch the orb out of her hand.
Okay.
She's still holding it forward from flicking it.
Yeah.
Probably gently out of her hand.
I will say you're not going to set this off if you don't want to.
Okay.
They're dangerous, but they're not like accidentally dangerous.
It's not like I'm transporting nitroglycerin here.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you grab that, and as you do, I think. Thank you, Badfoot. At that point, I think Nightshade realizes what's going on here, or at least suspects that you're maybe betraying the Alliance. And Nightshade, in a puff of smoke, vanishes and then appears above you, and is coming down with a sword at you. I want you to go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow because you did not resist or avoid.
I didn't have the chance. I didn't roll one.
Yeah, well, we all have to do things eventually.
Just to be clear, I cannot use my +1 forward against him since he's the one attacking me. In this
You can.
case.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So
Anytime you're rolling against him, you absolutely can.
Can I use that as a -1 forward?
You cannot, unfortunately.
That is the most unhelpful thing then.
That is
You
unhelpful.
don't have to use it.
Great.
Yes!
Nice. Good job.
That is a 6.
Okay, so mark potential. That's a fail.
Oh, good.
This is the one you want to fail on.
That's rated 7 to 9.
Yep.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you. So he basically falls down on me, is what you said? Like
Yeah,
he appears
coming-
above me, comes
he
down.
appears- and he's coming down with a sword.
I'm flying forward. I'm basically going to do a 360 barrel roll and
Okay.
slap him away as he comes down.
I like that. So yeah, you slap him away. He falls down to the bridge.
Does he fall into the river? Because the bridge is gone.
He does not.
Okay. Darn it.
He does not.
I'm already well past that.
It's a controlled fall.
Okay, it's a controlled fall.
Okay, and now we get back to the bridge with Piero. So you just saw William take off from the bridge. What do you do?
You're effectively alone now.
You are effectively alone for the moment.
You have lassoed all the guys.
Darren will get back in this in a minute, but for right now, you're alone. Mark your doom track.
Because she's alone.
Oh, shoot.
That's one of the things that increases her doom is facing danger alone.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I feel like it would be great to like jetpack up to William, but at the same time, I can't really communicate with
Okay.
him.
Okay.
Even if I get up there.
So,
I think
your goal. What was your goal in this?
it was to defend my friends.
Yes,
Okay.
defend your
Which
allies.
Not going well.
Yeah, not going too good at all.
To be fair, I don't think anyone's goals in this fight are going well.
No. I was wondering if you could think of something that might.
I know. I can think. I can think of a way to get Darren to get you out of the water.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna. I think I'd like to go with that, but I don't know if I can go with that since she's still not in
No, go with
it.
it. Go with
Okay.
it. Go with it.
I would like to mime like really rubbery, like limbs, like they're really moving all over the place.
Yes.
And as we all know,
Yes.
rubber does not conduct electricity.
To be fair, that is exactly where my mind went.
So
Okay.
I'm going to take my friend Darren's limbs and make them all wiggly and like kind of take her by the hand and just kind of like shake her arm around until it starts getting real rubbery and loose. And then I point at the water and at the Bearoness in the water.
Okay.
I've killed so many fish in that river by now.
I
have so many questions.
No, I love this. You know what? Let's go. Oh wow, I think you're rolling. Okay, all right.
You don't have to turn me rubber. You can just
Okay.
give me rubber soup.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
That's what I thought.
Just need to make it
You're
rubbery.
trying to ultimately get the Baroness out of the river.
Yes.
Roll to defend someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through a very convoluted method.
Yes. No, I love that.
Where is it?
It's plus savior.
Okay, it's plus
It's
savior.
perfect for mime.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a 9. And
Nice.
But it's -2.
That's a 7. That's still partial.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you mime this whole thing. You grab onto Darren. Darren basically stretches down into the river. You both have the Baroness at this point. I think because Darren can make things lighter.
Yeah.
You kind of get the idea that's going on, and through this complicated mime chain, you end up hauling the Baroness up onto the shore.
Yes.
So clear a condition, add a team to the pool, or take influence over someone. Which do you want to do?
I want to clear a condition.
Okay, what are you clearing?
Insecure.
All right, good job. I'll also reduce the team because you used to those earlier. So you're no longer insecure. You're pretty secure in your powers. That was pretty awesome.
That's pretty good.
You are also, unfortunately, escalating the situation or exposing yourself to danger.
You're
So-
hanging off a bridge.
You are now hanging off a bridge.
It's exposing us to danger.
You've exposed yourself to danger, and at this point, Nightshade, since William has flown off, is back on target 1, which is bulletproof. And Nightshade bounds across. He is done kind of playing around with this. Bounces off a couple of cars and lands right in front of the people who are currently defending the truck from attack. He is within like a moment of striking. Darren.
Darren is had it up to here.
Okay.
Had it up. I'm showing my hand to Mark that it is up to my eyeball. She's had it up to here. Yeah. Making sure listeners know this shit is a band in her mind. So part of the bridge's collapse. Are there girders?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sticking out of the water?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to grab girders, change the density so that they are light, and I'm going to pull up the part of the bridge that's been collapsed down and bring it up over my head, like I'm going to bring it down the remaining bridge.
Oh, so
and knock the cars and the henchman off.
Nice.
Okay. I think that sounds like directly engaging a threat to
Yes.
me. Yes, go ahead and do that.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Plus
I
danger.
always
Plus danger.
ask.
Plus danger.
So diddly.
That's not bad.
9. Can we make it any
If
better?
someone can help. At this point, I think Piero is in a position to help.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How
I
can you
think
help
that we're still kind of rubbery, and that
Okay.
might make it a little more elastic, might give it a little bit more oomph
Okay.
over our motions.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. So we can go ahead and bump that up to a 10 then.
Nice.
All right. So
It's
go
a
ahead and-
10.
That's a 10. Go ahead and choose 2 off of that list. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm going to frighten the opposition.
They're definitely frightened.
If they aren't, they will be soon.
You're at least
Yeah.
well. You're basically trying to knock them off the bridge, right?
I was gonna, basically sweep them off the bridge.
Yeah. So you could take their footing from them. Take them off the battlefield. I would allow that at this point.
I won't take the win from them. Take something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, knock their footing. I'm gonna knock them all off the bridge.
Okay. Yeah. You go ahead and knock them off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
As you are doing that, Antitoxin at this point, the move she is going to make. Because again, you didn't resist or avoid. The move she's going to make, weirdly enough, is she's going to get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
She's done with this fight. Her orb is gone. A lot of her men are gone. There's the one Humvee that is still running. It's kind of banged up at this point, but she's in it and she's out. She's Audi 5000.
Nice.
That leaves Nightshade and a group of tied up mercenaries on the other side of the bridge. With, I suspect, Piero. So, Nightshade at this point...
Oh god, Dad's gonna be pissed.
Nightshade at this point has... This is very quick. You don't know whether they're down or out, but the people who are defending the truck at this point are out of commission.
And those are Kobe people?
Those are regular police officers. He was
Okay.
being transported into custody.
Okay.
Nightshade at this point is kind of like hauling up the other door to get inside there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Let's get... I think we're gonna take a sheep hook,
Okay.
extend that,
Okay.
get it around his waist, and pull him over.
Okay, you're gonna try and like sheep hook Nightshade out of there?
Yeah, why not? Your axe over, buddy.
Weirdly enough, I think you're defending bulletproof at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, plus savior?
Plus savior.
Oof.
Nice!
Yeah,
You are
that's
on,
a 13.
You are
Yeah,
on
you were
for
doing
defending
good.
today. You are on it. So on a 13, you can... so you definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nightshade's not going to have a chance to react here. But you can add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, which would be bulletproof.
Yeah.
Or you can clear a condition if you have any other
I
conditions.
don't have any other conditions.
Okay, so do you want to add a team or do you want to take influence over bulletproof?
I want to take influence over bulletproof.
Cool. You
Good
now have
choice.
influence. And you basically, the way this looks is you can see bulletproof sees Nightshade inside there, realizes who this guy is, and he just looks terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep in mind, bulletproof is, about 7 feet tall, built like a professional wrestler, and nigh invulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh no. And then when he gets sheep hooked back, he sees you over there and he's like, wide-eyed, like, why would you protect me? You helped put me in this position, but you can tell he appreciates it.
Good on you.
Nightshade at this point turns on you
Great.
and starts charging towards you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Darren,
Yes, I still have girders.
you do still have girders.
I still have girders.
What do you want to do?
Hit him with the girder.
I'm gonna hit him with a girder.
You're going to hit him with the girder?
Yeah, I'm 110% going for him with the girder. Yes.
The Bearoness would be proud.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What's your danger?
No. 0.
So your danger is 0. You swing at Nightshade with a girder. He basically blocks with his sword, cuts straight through it,
Oh, damn. Okay.
and kind of comes up towards... that's mostly what he's going to do, because he is still angry at Piero for sheep hooking him, so he cuts straight through the girder. You have now lost that.
Oh.
He does throw a smoke bomb at his location, so you can't see him anymore unless you get into that. And Piero, you basically feel like the hilt of a sword kind of impact with the side of your face at this point. Yeah. You kind of spin around a little bit. You're disoriented. I'm not going to make you roll for a powerful blow at this particular juncture. But what do you do?
Is there smoke around me as well?
Yes. Yeah, you're in the smoke cloud with Nightshade.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to mime a box
Okay.
with both me and Nightshade in it.
Okay, so
So I'm
around
just
where you
gonna-
think he is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Okay.
contain the smoke
Okay.
and
So,
us.
so go ahead and roll plus freak to unleash your powers.
9.
Not bad. This is going to last for a moment. You can either take a condition or this will be unstable or temporary. So you definitely make the box happen.
Alright, I'm gonna take a condition, and I'm gonna take Afraid.
That makes sense. You just trapped yourself in a box with a deadly ninja.
Yeah. Not my best move.
And a bunch of smoke.
Not
So-
my best move at all.
Okay. So you have done that. The smoke is now starting to clear, and you can basically see this box filled with smoke that is, starting to become apparent amidst that. And you can see that the transport that had Bulletproof in it is starting to shake, and then you hear a loud kind of like squealing metal sound, and Bulletproof steps out. He's got his hands kind of bound behind his back, but he sort of steps out and takes a look around. What do you do?
I've got no ideas, buddy. Clearly.
Because William at this point has just fled the scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Baroness is still kind of out on the
I'm
shore.
out of it, yeah.
Yeah. So this is all Darren.
Okay.
You gotta make him realize. Make him realize that he needs to be good, so he can help us.
He feels good about you right now.
Are they on opposite ends of the bridge that have been broken? Like, she's on one end that's been shattered bridge.
No. Nightshade was next to the transport.
Yeah, and
Hero
so
was coming up to Nightshade.
Yes,
So
okay,
they're
so
all
they're
kind
all
of-
on the same side
They're
of the
all
bridge.
in a pretty small area right now.
Okay.
And other than that, that looks like to be the only actual threat on the bridge. There is a group of mercenaries that is tied together with invisible rope. There's the group that you knocked off the bridge, and the other, mastermind of this has left at this point. What you gonna do?
So my thought, you can tell me this is a bad plan.
Bad plans are the best plans.
My plan is, can I touch the bridge and shift it so that they sink into it slightly and then reconstitute it so that they're frozen in place?
I think that is unleashing your powers.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
I think you
are
would have to unleash your powers to find
Okay.
out.
Unleash powers. And
And this
what's...
is definitely bigger than anything you've done before.
Yeah. What's...
It's roll plus freak.
It's freak.
Freak?
plus
Alright!
Here we go.
This is your kind of roll.
My kind of roll! Please let it be mine.
Oh my god.
Oh no, is it bad?
No, you're good.
Yeah,
Okay. Aww.
So plus freak though.
Yeah,
So that
so
was a 5 plus
2, which
So
is
7.
7.
Alright, cool.
Can we add this?
No, we can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no one here to
Clark.
help you with this.
Yeah.
Alright,
So-
here we are.
so that's a partial
7.
success.
Okay, partial
So
success.
you touch the bridge, and you can feel like your powers just straining to the limit.
Yeah.
It's been a hard couple of days.
It
for
has
you.
been a hard time for Darren.
And so you can either mark a condition, or this can be unstable or temporary.
I'm going to mark a condition.
What are you going to mark?
I'm going to mark afraid.
Okay. It's a popular option.
Yeah, I'm going to mark afraid. I have not had to push myself this hard before.
You have not. And I have one question for you when you're doing this.
Yes.
Are you specifically targeting certain people? Because again, you know that there's a box full of smoke. You don't know where anyone is in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know Bulletproof is right there.
Yes.
And you have the rest of the bridge.
Yeah.
Are you targeting specific individuals or just the bridge?
I think I would not be able to have that much control to target specific individuals.
Okay, so it's
to be-
just
to
the
be
entire
very
bridge.
honest.
Okay.
Yeah, like whoever is remaining on the
Okay.
bridge, like cars, vehicles, people,
Okay.
like all. If anyone's like standing on it or there's a car, they all sink
Okay.
into it by like 4 or 5 inches.
Okay. So, yeah.
Like,
I think that's pretty effectively
Mm-hmm.
what you do there.
Okay.
And at this point, Piero, inside your box, you feel the ground just give way under your feet. You sink a few inches, and you have this horrifying feeling like, oh no, the ground I'm standing on is not, and then it re-solidifies kind of around your like shins,
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
which is probably not a great feeling when you're in a box with a deadly ninja,
Yeah.
and you don't know what happened here. So afraid is a good condition to have since you've already got it. You do see that as he is starting to spring, Bulletproof sinks a few inches into the ground. It grabs him by the shins. He does still rocket up, but he takes part of the bridge with him
Ah, drat!
Yeah.
because he's just strong enough to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I try.
But definitely the mercenaries and whatever's in that box is probably stuck to the ground at this point. And I'm going to call that good enough for that particular fight. Eventually, do you let go of your box, Piero?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's full of smoke. You're not going to see anything
Full of
until
smoke,
you do.
full of water,
Yeah.
full of stuff. I don't know.
So yeah, when you let go of your box and that smoke dissipates, Nightshade is still kind of like trying to pull his feet out, and he sees you and he takes his sword and it looks like he's about to, and then he thinks better of it, and like he's like, no, I'm not going to cut my own leg off. So in all of this, you guys have done a fairly good job of protecting people. There are obviously some people who have been injured, including Larange. At some point in this, Larange took a bullet.
Oh no!
And so this is really just Piero and Darren at this point up on this bridge. First off, are you going to get Piero out of where there's stuff?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I'm so sorry.
So you're kind of over there getting Piero out of the bridge when you realize that there's an ambulance and that they're wheeling Larange into it.
Dang.
So you don't know what kind of condition she's in. That's where we're going to end that particular session. That particular issue is on that shot of Larange being wheeled into an ambulance.
Masks, A New Generation is written for Magpie Games by Brendan Conway. It is made of angst and robots and bears. Plenty of bears. Seriously, check it out. The Bearoness is played by Christina. Piero is played by Leni. You can find her on Instagram at IncognitoTuba. William in Furnace is played by Jordan. Darren is played by Nan. Find her on Instagram at Nanjitsu or wherever fine mushrooms are sold. Apex City is jammed by Jeremy, who also writes the music and edits this podcast. Our album art was provided by Ash Brandt. Find them on Twitter at cinder_Brandt, on Instagram at Brandt.ash, and on Tumblr at Kimmins. Find us on Stitcher, Google Play, or your podcatcher of choice. Follow us on Twitter at Apex City Cast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next bear.